Search and rescue expert and blogger Luciano Nisi says there's a big difference between backcountry skiing and going off-trail on the private hills.
People that go purposely out in the backcountry for backcountry skiing, that sort of thing, they're typically aware that they have to carry certain items. But people that are skiing in controlled ski areas very rarely, if at all, carry anything with them for a survival or a situation where they might be injured in an area that's not patrolled, and that's where really the risk gets high.
He adds that managers of the ski hills do design and build ski runs to give as much access to the mountain as possible, the better to bring people back to enjoy a game. John Copsey, News 1130. Luciano Nisi on the risks of injury when venturing past boundary markers, fence lines, and ropes on designated trails.
The areas are typically roped off for safety because there's often cliffs, gullies, trees, rocks, debris that may be hidden and not marked. You could be going through an area that you believe is a good run out that may be covered by some light powder or what have you. You hit these at relatively high speeds, whether you're wearing a helmet or not. It can knock you unconscious, cause some serious breaks or fractures in your torso or legs.
Nisi says most lost skiers are found cold, wet, hungry, and scared. But he adds the risk of injury is real, not only to skiers, but also to the search and rescue folks who have to go in after them. John Copsey, News 1130. Luciano Nisi's background in search and rescue means he's seen it all. He says a common mistake is to underplan and over-rely on cell phones to bail backcountry explorers out when lost and out of bounds.
Oftentimes cell phone coverage is obscured by mountains and such, and you're not actually picking up a cell tower. You can very easily drop your phone or lose it. Even if you do get cell coverage, you're not actually going to be able to make a call and get any help if you need it. So relying on a cell phone to get out of a situation is not effective at all.
If skiing on established trails, Nisi urges caution against going rogue and setting off to explore fresh powder outside the roped-off areas. John Copsey, News 1130. Luciano Nisi has served with search and rescue teams. He says those who dare to venture out of bounds risk getting lost or injured on unmarked trails. And then, even if you do manage to alert rescuers,
they have to now enter an area that may not be avalanche controlled. The inherent risks that were roped off in the first place are still there. It may be difficult for them to navigate and extract you from that. You're putting other people at risk simply to find a new or untouched run.
Nisi says conditions like low visibility can lead one to go off trail by accident and suggests you keep your wits about you, follow your tracks back the way you came, and keep a fully charged cell phone on hand when you head out. John Copsey, News 1130.